What if I told you that you can make a full-time living using the website medium.com? What if I told you that writing on Medium is one of the most straightforward ways to make a living as a writer, period? In today's video, I'm going to walk you through everything I know when it comes to learning how to write on Medium. I'm going to go through the frameworks that I've used to personally become successful on the platform, and I'm going to give you some steps that you can implement right away to start growing your audience on Medium and building that path to making a living writing. But before we do that, I would love for you to subscribe to the channel and hit the little notification bell, because you're going to get tons of videos, not just on how to be successful on Medium, but I'm going to be sharing all sorts of tips on writing in the future, from blogging to writing books and everything involved in making a living writing. So if you want to be on that journey to becoming a full-time writer like me, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit that notification bell right now. In terms of teaching you how to be successful on Medium and being successful as a blogger, period, I'm one of the few people who has the receipts to prove it. My Medium blog gets millions of readers per year, hundreds of thousands per month, and I consistently earn more than $10,000 a month on the platform. Now, I'm not the type to make promises and sell you a dream about becoming successful on the platform right away, but guaranteed there are few people who are qualified to give you the advice that I'm about to give you right now. So stay tuned, and we're going to go through several important steps to help you be successful on the platform. Okay, the first step is learning how to be successful as a writer by studying the frameworks that work really well when it comes to blogging. So if you are a new writer starting out, I would suggest that you use some of the frameworks that are typical to blogging and translate them over on Medium. And if you practice your skills of becoming a better blogger on that platform, you will grow. So what are some of these frameworks that you should keep in mind? Think about things like coming up with great headline structures that people want to read. This includes things like how-to articles, list articles, coming up with headlines and ideas that speak to benefits, aspirations, fears, and frustrations of your reader. I will link to a video here that talks about that process in more depth, and I have other articles below that you can find in the description that are going to talk about some persuasive hooks that you can add to your articles. But there are many different elements of becoming a successful writer that you can translate from the blogging world and use them on Medium to become successful. So that includes headlines. That includes things like writing a great introduction on your post. When you are writing a post, you want to make sure that people are captivated right away. So you want to make sure that first line takes up a lot of positive real estate. And then when you go to the body of your article, think of other techniques that you can use to draw people's attention. Things like using the word you a lot. Things like finding ways to figure out what your reader is thinking and writing those words so that they get that effect that you're on their side. That includes things like making sure you're tapping into your reader's emotions and understanding who your target audience is. In my premium flagship course, we actually go through an entire process of figuring out who your ideal reader is. And I also have a free Medium course that you can check out below that walks through similar frameworks. But you want to learn what keeps your reader up at night. You want to learn what your reader's biggest goals and dreams are. If you know that, then you know how to craft a blog post that people want to read. You'll know how to craft viral blog posts that people will want to read, clap, and share, so that you can grow your audience on Medium and grow your career as a writer in general. There are many different resources that you can use to study how to successfully implement these frameworks. And as I've mentioned in pretty much all the videos on the channel, one mistake you want to avoid is developing this idiosyncratic style of your own without first learning the ropes from other top bloggers. I see a lot of writers who jump onto Medium and they think that they can just write whatever they want. They think they can write random stories about their life and be successful, but writing random stories about your life isn't what makes people care. You have to first learn how to write for an audience, and then you can move on and figure out ways to write in a way that's more personal to you. It's kind of that synthesis, that combination of topics that you want to write about and things that your audience wants to hear. And if you find a good intersection between those two things, you'll be very successful on the platform. Step number 2, study what works on the platform. Sign up to Medium if you haven't already. Go ahead and get your Medium account signed up and go ahead and look at some of the top articles and writers on the platform. You want to begin to cultivate this habit of studying and analyzing Medium so that you can learn how to write on Medium successfully. I remember early on, I would look at top writers on the platform and I would look at some strategies that they were using and I would reverse engineer them to become successful myself. So one of the first things I noticed when I got on the platform was all these top writers were writing for these publications, which I've explained in other videos, are these little online magazines within Medium itself that have their own built-in following. So I saw some of these writers doing that and I'm like, my articles aren't getting enough views yet. Maybe if I put them into a publication, they'll do a little better. So I implemented that strategy and I saw that worked. I saw some of the techniques other writers were using. For example, I remember one time I noticed that a writer was using quotes quite a bit in their posts, and I noticed that these quotes would get highlighted and shared. So Medium has this highlight feature, and readers use the highlight feature to pick out their favorite parts of articles. And then what they do is they'll highlight certain sections and they'll share them on social media. So I noticed other writers were using quotes in their articles and getting highlighted quite a bit, thus increasing their shares, thus increasing the virality of their articles. So I reverse engineered that strategy as well. I would look at the way writers would title their posts. I would look at headline frameworks other writers were using, and I would take their headline frameworks and insert them with my own unique content and benefits in my own headlines. I would look at the way that other writers were writing their articles from start to finish. I would follow certain writers that I thought were really good, and I would clap for their articles. I would read their articles. I would comment on their articles, and I would always try to ask myself, whenever I saw something that was attractive to me, whenever I saw a blog post that was appealing to me, or a writer who was appealing to me, I would ask myself why, and I would actually take time to kind of write down some of these strategies. And in my course, I go through ways to find the best possible topics, find the top writers, and figure out many different ways to reverse engineer their strategies. I point out the things that they do very well, and I show you how to differentiate yourself. So the way this process works is you'll look at other writers and you'll kind of emulate what they're doing a little bit, but over time you're going to learn to hone your own voice, and you're going to take some of the pieces, some of the frameworks, not plagiarism, but the frameworks that other writers use, the frameworks that successful people on Medium use, and you're going to incorporate them into your own unique style that will develop over time. What I always tell people is that the process of becoming a unique writer with a unique voice who has a lot of fans and a top profile on Medium is first learn the ropes. So what I see a lot of people do, especially when they're new to Medium, they will go onto Facebook groups and they will take advice from other newbie writers, and it'll almost be the blind leading the blind. And instead, what you should be doing is watching what the successful people are doing. This isn't just a method that you can use on Medium. This is a recipe for success in life, period. Study what works. Just like you wouldn't take finance advice from your broke friends, just like you wouldn't take workout advice from someone who's out of shape, why would you look to other newbie writers to figure out how to become successful yourself? You have to go to the top for your information, and there's many different things that you can do on Medium to figure out what works. You can look at different publications. You can see what topics are trending on the home page. They have all different little tabs you can click into that have different top writers, different featured articles. There are so many ways that if you just get out of your own way and stop focusing so much on exactly the way that you want to do it, if you study what works, you'd be surprised at how successful you could become. Step number 3, learn how to take advantage of Medium's user interface. So what I mean by that is Medium has a very unique minimalist style to the way that the blog posts look on the feed. And if you become really good at mastering some of the aesthetics, like adding the right pictures, using proper headings, using bold and italics and bullet points and spacing of your sentences, making sure you're not writing super long walls of text, making sure you're adding little pattern interruptions within your blog post to keep people reading all the way down, to make sure that you're utilizing all of the features that Medium has to offer to make your post stylistically very appealing. And this helps you in two different ways. One, it just makes them more appealing and readable to your readers, but two, the curators on Medium, curators are a group of editors who decide which articles to promote in certain topics on Medium that helps you get more traffic. These curators look at the way that your posts are formatted too. So a lot of times I see newbie writers put articles on Medium and they won't have a featured image. They won't properly highlight the title. They won't use images in the body of their articles. They won't use headings in their articles. They don't figure out how to space things out appropriately so that they are easy on the eyes. And curators take notice of this and they look at it and they see it as you not putting in the effort to be successful, because the curators on Medium, they have guidelines for what they're looking to see in their posts. As a matter of fact, I can add links to that in the description as well. I'm going to have tons of resources in the description that'll help you be successful on Medium, but take advantage of those stylistic elements and you could really see a dramatic increase in how well your posts do when you're on Medium. So those are 3 steps that you can use to start writing on Medium today. And I have a ton of resources that can help you become a successful writer in general. So what I want you to do is take a look at some of the things I have mentioned below in the description. I have a premium flagship Medium course that walks you through everything you need to know to be successful on Medium, to make more money, to become a better writer, and even use Medium to build a back-end business. I also have a free 5-day Medium course. So if you want to just dip your toe into the water and learn a little bit more about how the platform works, go and check out that checklist below and you'll have that free 5-day course that will teach you some things that you need to know. I have tons of different articles and links below that'll help you become more successful on the platform. Lastly, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, leave your 2 cents, leave a comment, let me know what you thought of the video, and leave some questions so that I know what topics to write about on the next video. All right, that's it for today. I will see you on the next video.